So we are going to be talking about the August statistics. They were released, I think maybe a week, 10 days ago, but I haven't done a Huddle since then. So these are August's numbers. September will come out in about 2 more weeks, and then we'll review that again. So keep in mind, you're about a month and a week behind for these numbers, but they are still really, really telling. And the trends that you'll see today are going to continue for the next few months too. Okay, so these are for August 2022. These are the Atlanta Realtors Association numbers. So these are not necessarily FMLS or Georgia MLS. They're theoretically all of Metro Atlanta. Okay, so the big picture is pretty much across the board right there. All of the major metrics, probably one of the ones that's most important is that 1.9 months of supply. Remember, we were down near 0 just a short while ago. But let's dive into the details of each and every one of these. Okay, so total sales, 5,800, a 23% decrease over last year. So what you're seeing, you know, if everybody's, just to familiarize you with the nomenclature of this graph, the light blue graph is 2020. The next one, oh gosh, there's like 4 of them in there. It's kind of hard to see the real faint one. But the purple, or the blue in this case, is 2022, and you can see a big differential from that line to where we were over last year. Okay, so overall sales are down 23%. That's huge. Sales prices are increased. So what are you seeing? The law of supply and demand. When sales go down, prices go up. So 13.6% increase to the median sales price. And I know we talk about this every time, and y'all are really good at this now. What's the difference between median sales price and average sales price?
Average is you take them all, add them up and divide by the number. Median is if you laid them all out, lowest to highest,
Pick the one in the middle, that's the number. Okay, so economists like to use median. That confuses the layperson. So if you and I are talking to a buyer or a seller, we probably just want to use average. And to be honest with you, you could use either one interchangeably, but if you want to be technically correct, you would use average sales price or median sales price. Okay, so a 13.6% increase from 2021 on the median sales price to 408. Commit this number to memory in your head. Average sales price in Metro Atlanta right now, last month or in August, was $408,000. The average, or the median sales price, was 408. The average sales price, on the other hand, 484, 13.7% increase. So remember, we've been talking about, and the argument that you're getting with a lot of your clients is, I want to wait until interest rates go down. All right, that's great. Wait for interest rates to go down. But with homes in Metro Atlanta increasing at 13%, if you wait a year, 13% of a $400,000 house, somebody do the math for me real quick. What is that? 12, 15, $16,000 roughly? Okay, so that's a $16,000 increase if you waited for 12 months versus the increase in your payment. If you were to wait for it to go down a percentage point, to go from 7 to 6, is probably $300 a month times 12 months, $3,600 versus, how much did we say for the increase in the sales price? 12, 16,000? Yeah, huge, big difference there. Okay. Inventory level. So this is months of supply. And remember, right here, back in January, February, we were at 0 months of supply, and we are now holding steady. We've climbed up to 1.9 months of supply, and it stayed over the previous month from there.
Buyer's market. That's what all my buyers are telling me.
Not even close. Again, months of inventory, buyer's market versus seller's market is measured by what's the metric? It's the months of supply, and what's the number you're looking for?
6 months.
Right. Anything 5 months or less is considered to be a seller's market. 6 months is pretty much a balanced market. Anything more than 6 months is essentially going to be a buyer's market. We haven't seen a buyer's market in a very long time. 2008, 9, 10, somewhere around in there. Yep. Okay. New listings. Decrease in new listings. Just under 8,000, 10% decrease over last year. So again, a lot of stuff just not coming to the marketplace right now. All right. Active listings. This is a telling story. A 32% increase from 2021. Right. So notice the number the active listings has gone up. Look at the gap forming right there. Started back in May, June, July, and August. So stuff is staying on the market much longer. Active listings are staying on the market much longer. And that graph tells that story very, very well. Prepare your sellers for, remember, you're the one with your finger on the pulse of the current market as of today. Your sellers, your buyers, your clients are probably still working off a rumor mill from 2-3 months ago and not really following everything to the same degree that you are. You have to be able to talk to them and educate them on these numbers in the current market. All right, and what we saw before was the amount of inventory that is staying on the market for longer. This is another graph that I pulled from MLS for total days on the market. And this goes, I love this, it goes back historical. So you can go all the way back to 2012. That's this line up here at the top. In 2012, the average days on the market for the month of August was what? Almost 100 days? Those of you that have been licensed and stuff was selling in a week, think about 2012. You put a listing on, you're creating a long-term relationship with that seller because you're going to be around for 3 or 4 months. Okay? And then you see how it has gone down over time. This pink line is 2020 or 2022. So we're at August right now, and what you see is the days on the market has been climbing ever since May. Okay? This would be a great slide to put into your listing presentation to show your client that days on the market has been going up. It's still a good market to sell in, but it might take a little bit longer, and we might have to be a little bit more aggressive on our pricing strategy in order to get the right buyer in the time frame that you want. Okay? Again, you are a solutions-oriented agent. Mr. Seller, I can sell your house in a week or I can sell it in 3 months. It really depends on what your goals and objectives are. If your primary concern is you want to get top dollar for the home, I can do that. There's some trade-offs for that. Might take a little bit longer, might cost a little bit more to be able to do it. If you want to sell next week, I can do that too. The trade-off to that is we're going to have to talk about pricing, we're going to talk about aggressive marketing, incentives, things that we talked about this morning in the practice session. Okay? All right. That's all the stats I got for you, folks. That's the big one. Pay attention to that. And if anybody's like saying, it's a buyer's market, the sky is falling, the chicken littles, look at them and show them this. This is where you're at today. This is history. We're still in great shape, folks. The market is still strong. Is it as strong as it was a few months ago? No. Is it still strong historically speaking? Absolutely.
So when you put up the slides of like the prices and number of listings and stuff, to me it looks more like just a return to a seasonal market rather than like a huge, it's kind of just matching trend lines from every year that wasn't last year. You're about right. It's matching trend lines. The lines are just lower than they were last year. Yeah. Well, and I mean, it's just, I won't have my license for a year and a half, but isn't it always September, October, November is going to slow down? A little bit of a seasonal dip. Yep. Yep. But I think what we're seeing here is more a function of the interest rates than anything. Sure. A little more dramatic. But yeah. Yep. All right. That's all I got for y'all. Go to work.